Success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not something only chosen people receive. Success is a result of hard work, discipline, and decisions you make every single day. You see, life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you're willing to fight for. Look at every person who made it big. Behind the victories, behind the spotlight, behind the applause, there was sacrifice. There were sleepless nights. There were moments nobody clapped, nobody supported, nobody believed. Tony Robbins says people are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. You don't always need talent. You don't always need the perfect timing. You don't always need people to cheer for you, but you need discipline. Discipline to wake up when you don't feel like it. Discipline to work when others are sleeping. Discipline to keep going when your mind says stop. Because discipline builds habits, habits build character, and character builds success. Everybody wants success, but very few are willing to do the work. You see people shining today, but they never show you the days they were broke, rejected, and doubted. They never show the days filled with tears, sweat, and fear. But Tony Robbins teaches one powerful truth. It's in your moments of decisions that your destiny is shaped. When life gets tough, you have two choices: give up or grow up. Winners decide to grow. Winners choose pain today for strength tomorrow. Winners choose discipline over excuses. Listen closely. If you are not willing to sacrifice for your dreams, then your dreams will become the sacrifice. The world doesn't belong to the talented. The world belongs to the consistent. The world belongs to the ones who show up every single day, even without motivation. You want a better life, work for it. You want respect, earn it. You want success, fight for it. Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. So put your focus on building, improving, learning, growing. Work quietly. Stay disciplined. Let your results make the noise. Because one day, the same people who ignored you will look up to you. The same people who doubted you will talk about you. And the same days that felt like punishment will become the reason for your success. Success has a price, and those who pay it own the future. So stand up, commit to the grind, commit to the discipline, commit to becoming the best version yourself. Your time is coming. And when it arrives, every second of hard work will be worth it. Success is built on hard work, not luck. Luck is a moment, but success is a lifetime of effort. People often look at a successful person and say, he is lucky, or she was born with opportunities. But they never see the years of struggle, silent battles, sleepless nights, and sacrifices behind the scenes. Luck may open a door, but hard work keeps the door open. Hard work is the difference between wishing for success and achieving it. You can sit and pray for a better life, but nothing changes until you change. Success has never been a gift. It has always been a reward. Every dream, every big achievement, every great story has one thing in common: someone fought for it. When the world was sleeping, they were working. When others were relaxing, they were practicing. When life knocked them down, they got back up. Not once, not twice, but again and again. Hard work is not comfortable. It demands discipline. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you do things even when you don't feel like doing them. And that is where most people give up, because it is easier to hope for luck than to work for success. But here is the truth: hope without action is useless. Luck is unpredictable, but hard work is under your control. Every skill you build, every hour you invest, every step you take brings you closer to success. Successful people don't wait for perfect moments. They create their own opportunities. They take risks, learn from failures, and keep moving forward. They don't blame others, and they don't expect life to hand them anything. They go and earn it Hard work changes you. It builds character, confidence, and resilience. When you work for something, you value it more. You respect it because you paid the price. You know what it cost you. You know the pain, the setbacks, the sacrifices. That's why success feels different when you earn it. If everything was easy, it would have no meaning. The struggle makes the victory powerful. Some people wait for the right time. Some keep saying, one day I will start. But one day is not a day on the calendar. Successful people don't wait. They start where they are with what they have. They don't worry about who is ahead of them. They focus on becoming better than they were yesterday. Small, consistent steps create massive results. Talent can give you a start, but hard work makes you unstoppable. History remembers those who worked, not those who waited. Athletes train for years for a few minutes of glory. Entrepreneurs fail multiple times before they succeed. Students study for months for one exam. The world only sees the result, not the preparation. That's why people confuse success with luck. They see the peak, but not the climb. If you want success, stop hoping for shortcuts. Stop waiting for the perfect chance. Start working. Improve your skills. Train your mind. Build discipline. Be the person who shows up every day, no matter how hard it gets. Don't rely on luck. Rely on effort. Because luck can disappear, but skill and hard work stay with you forever. Success belongs to the person who never quits, the one who tries again after failing, the one who believes when others doubt, the one who keeps moving when life gets heavy. Hard work is not easy, but it is worth it. And when you finally reach your goals, you will look back and realize something powerful. You didn't need luck. You only needed determination, patience, and relentless hard work. Discipline is more important than motivation because motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Motivation feels exciting. It makes you dream big, plan big, and believe big. But motivation is like a spark. It lights quickly and fades quickly. You can wake up motivated one morning and feel unstoppable. But the next day, you may wake up tired, distracted, or discouraged. If your success depends only on motivation, you will quit the moment you don't feel inspired. That is why most people start strong and end weak. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. It means keeping promises to yourself. It means waking up early, not because you feel like it, but because your goals require it. Discipline is a lifestyle, a commitment, a decision to stay consistent. When you are disciplined, you don't wait for the right mood or perfect moment. You take action whether you feel motivated or not. That is what separates successful people from ordinary people. Motivation is emotional, but discipline is logical. Motivation listens to feelings. Discipline listens to purpose. When you rely on motivation, you give power to your emotions. When you rely on discipline, you give power to your future. Motivation asks, do I feel like working? Discipline asks, will this make me better? That one change in thinking can transform your entire life. Every champion, every entrepreneur, every successful human being knows that discipline is the real power. The athlete trains even on days their body hurts. The student studies when their mind is tired. The business owner works when everything is uncertain. They don't wait to feel ready. They act first, and motivation comes later. That is the secret. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. After you take the first step, your mind starts believing, your confidence grows, and your motivation returns. Discipline unlocks momentum. Discipline also builds habits, and habits build your future. When you repeat small, disciplined actions every day, they become part of who you are. You no longer have to force yourself. You naturally wake up early, eat better, work harder, and control your time. But if you rely only on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. Some days you will push hard, and some days you will do nothing. Success does not reward inconsistency. Success rewards discipline and persistence. There will always be days when you feel tired, stressed, sad, or unmotivated. Life will challenge you. People will doubt you. You will fail sometimes. And during those moments, motivation will not save you. Motivation might tell you to rest instead of work, quit instead of continue, or wait instead of act. But discipline will remind you of your goals, your dreams, and the reason you started. Discipline will tell you, get up, keep going. You are stronger than this. Many people admire successful individuals and assume they are always motivated. The truth is they are human too. They struggle too. But their discipline forces them to rise again and again. Discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates progress, and progress creates success. If you want real change, build discipline. Set routines, set boundaries, set priorities. Push yourself when nobody is watching. Do the work, not for applause, but for growth. Stop waiting for motivation to control your actions. Use discipline to control your life. You will not always feel like working, but your future depends on what you do when you don't feel like it. Be disciplined enough to stay committed, strong enough to resist excuses, and focused enough to keep your promises. Motivation may start your journey, but discipline will finish it. In the end, the most powerful person is not the one who feels motivated, but the one who acts with discipline, even on their weakest days. Pain today creates strength tomorrow because every struggle you face is shaping you into someone stronger than before. Most people want success without sacrifice, growth without discomfort, and progress without pressure. But life doesn't work that way. Diamonds are formed under pressure, muscles grow by breaking and rebuilding, and champions are made through suffering, not comfort. Pain is the price of transformation. It may hurt today, but it prepares you for everything you prayed for. Every time life tests you, there is a lesson attached. When you go through heartbreak, rejection, failure, or disappointment, it feels like the end. But later, you realize it was a beginning. It wasn't destroying you, it was developing you. Pain introduces you to your power. Pain forces you to grow. Pain shows you who you really are when everything is taken away and you still refuse to quit. Strength is not built in comfort. Strength is built when you are crying but keep going, when you are exhausted but still stand, when everything seems impossible but you still push forward. Think of the hardest moments in your life. At that time, you felt lost, broken, maybe even hopeless, but you survived. And today, you are stronger because of it. If life had been easy, you would not have learned resilience. You would not have discovered your courage. You would not have developed wisdom. The strongest people you've ever met didn't grow strong from easy days. They grew strong because life forced them to rise after every fall. Pain teaches patience. Pain teaches discipline. Pain teaches humility. When something hurts, it reminds you what you care about. It reminds you what matters. It also reminds you that you are capable of more than you think. Pain stretches your limits, and once you stretch them, they never shrink back. What felt impossible becomes normal. What once scared you becomes something you can handle easily. That is progress. That is strength. Your future self will thank you for everything you're enduring today. The sacrifices you make now, the late nights, the failures, the tears, the loneliness will all turn into victories later. Every moment of discomfort is an investment. Every moment of pain is building something inside you: discipline, confidence, hunger, and determination. While others quit, you continue. That's why you will win. When life gets hard, most people stop. They escape, they complain, they blame others. But the ones who embrace the pain, learn from it, and keep moving are the ones who grow. When you train your mind to handle discomfort, life becomes easier. When you run from pain, life becomes harder. Happiness, success, greatness, none of these come without paying the price. So when you feel pain, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? What strength is being built? Pain is not your enemy, it is your trainer. Each struggle gives you emotional strength, mental strength, and spiritual strength. It builds a deeper version of you, one that is wiser, tougher, and more focused. There will be days when you want to give up. There will be days you feel like nothing is changing. But remember, progress is silent. Growth is invisible in the moment. Seeds take time to become trees. Your pain is the watering process. It is pushing you toward a stronger version of yourself that you can't see yet. One day, when you reach success, when you look back at what you survived, you will realize something powerful. The pain was worth it. Without it, you would not have become this strong. Without it, you would not be ready for the opportunities waiting for you. Pain today creates strength tomorrow. Embrace it, trust it, grow from it, and one day you will thank it. Consistency wins over talent because talent alone is never enough. Many people are born with natural skill, intelligence, or ability, but without consistency, those gifts disappear. The world is full of talented people who never reach success, not because they lack potential, but because they lacked discipline. Consistency is the silent force that transforms average people into champions and turns small efforts into great results. Even if you are not the most talented, if you show up every day, work every day, and improve every day, you will eventually surpass those who rely only on talent. Talent can give you a head start, but consistency determines the finish line. A talented person might shine for a moment, but someone consistent shines for a lifetime. When you rely on talent alone, you progress only when you feel inspired. But consistency doesn't care about feelings. It demands effort every single day. That daily effort creates habits, and habits create momentum. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to succeed. What felt hard in the beginning becomes natural. What felt slow becomes fast. And what once seemed impossible becomes your new normal. Think about athletes, musicians, or successful entrepreneurs. Talent got them noticed, but consistency built their greatness. A singer with a beautiful voice still practices for hours. A fighter with natural power still trains every day. A smart student still studies even when they already understand the basics. Successful people don't rely on what they're born with. They strengthen it through repetition. Small improvement repeated thousands of times becomes mastery. Consistency is powerful because it compounds. One workout won't change your body, but exercising daily will. One study session won't make you an expert, but learning a little every day will. One good decision won't transform your life, but repeating good decisions creates a better future. Consistency turns time into an advantage. While others waste days waiting for motivation, you build progress step by step. Many people fail not because they are incapable, but because they quit too soon. They expect fast results. They want success in a week, a month, or a year. But consistency teaches patience. It shows you that great things take time. Every day you are consistent, you separate yourself from the majority. Most people start strong and stop quickly, but winners keep going long after the excitement fades. Success is not about doing big things sometimes. It is about doing small things every day. Consistency makes you reliable. It builds trust with yourself. When you stay consistent, your mind learns that you don't break your promises. You develop discipline, confidence, and belief. Even on days when progress feels slow, you are still moving forward. That is the difference between talent and consistency. Talent might make things easy, but consistency makes things permanent. There is also a hidden truth. Consistency creates talent. The more you practice, the better you become. Someone who starts average can become great simply by refusing to stop. Every day you practice, your brain grows stronger, your skills get sharper, and your experience increases. You don't need to be the best on the first day. You just need to be better than you were yesterday. Consistency also protects you from fear. When you work every day, failure doesn't scare you because you know you can get back up. When you stay committed, doubt loses power. You stop worrying about being perfect because you know progress matters more. Eventually, people will look at you and say, "You're so talented," and not realizing that your talent was built through consistency and hard work. In the end, talent is a gift, but consistency is a choice. Anyone can choose to show up, learn, try, and grow. Anyone can choose daily effort over excuses. You don't need to be the most gifted. You just need to be the most consistent. If you commit to steady progress, no setback can stop you, no failure can defeat you, and no competition can replace you. Consistency wins over talent every single time. Your decisions shape your destiny because every choice you make, whether big or small, is guiding the direction of your life. People often believe destiny is something written for them, something controlled by fate, luck, or the world around them. But the truth is simpler and more powerful. Your future is built by the decisions you make every single day. You decide who you become. You decide what you achieve. You decide whether you stay the same or grow into someone better. Destiny is not found, it's created. Every morning you wake up with a choice. You can choose excuses, or you can choose effort. You can choose comfort, or you can choose progress. You can choose fear, or you can choose courage. Your life right now is a result of past decisions. What you ignored, what you worked for what you accepted, and what you walked away from. If you want a different future, you don't need luck. You just need to start making better decisions. Tony Robbins says, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." That means one choice can change everything. One brave decision can shift your entire life. One decision to start to learn, to try again, to not give up can open doors that looked permanently closed. And one wrong decision, one moment of quitting, one moment of giving up on yourself can destroy opportunities you never even experienced yet. This is why decisions matter. Most people don't fail because they are weak or unlucky. They fail because they keep choosing the easier path. They choose procrastination over action. They choose doubt over belief. They choose short-term comfort instead of long-term success. But winners are different. Winners make decisions that hurt today but help tomorrow. They decide to be disciplined when it's hard. They decide to keep going when it's painful. They decide to sacrifice now so they can celebrate later. Every goal requires a decision. Do you stay average or do you aim higher? Do you listen to fear or do you chase your dreams? Do you repeat your old habits or do you create better ones? You cannot reach a new level with the same decisions that kept you stuck. Life will always give you two voices, one that pushes you forward and one that holds you back. Your destiny depends on which one you listen to. Even in failure, decisions shape your path. When something goes wrong, you can choose to quit or learn from it. When people doubt you, you can choose to prove them right or prove them wrong. When life is unfair, you can choose to feel powerless or become stronger. Every decision you make builds your identity. When you choose strength repeatedly, you become strong. When you choose growth repeatedly, you become unstoppable. Success is not one big moment. It is hundreds of small decisions. Decisions like waking up early, staying consistent, believing in yourself, using your time wisely, and avoiding distractions. The world will try to control you, but you are always one decision away from changing your story. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You only need to decide that your future is more important than your excuses. If you're stuck in life, remember this: the moment you decide to change, everything begins to change. The moment you decide to act, opportunities appear. The moment you decide to fight for your dream, doors open that were once invisible. Your destiny is not written in stone. It is written by your choices. So choose courage over fear, action over laziness, discipline over comfort, and belief over doubt. One day when you reach success, you will look back and realize it happened because you made the decision to never give up on yourself. Your decisions shape your destiny, and today is another chance to make the right ones. Let results make the noise, because the world does not listen to words, it listens to outcomes. Talk is easy. Anyone can say they will become successful, work hard, change their life, or prove everyone wrong. But promises mean nothing without action. Words do not build empires. Effort does. Dreams are not achieved through talking. They are achieved through grinding, working, sacrificing, and showing up day after day. The loudest people are usually the ones doing the least. The quiet ones, the focused ones, the disciplined ones, they are the ones who rise. When you stay silent and focused, people underestimate you. They ignore you. But that is your advantage. There is nothing stronger than a person who works in silence and lets their success speak for them. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You don't need to explain your journey. You don't need to prove your value with words. Let your results show the world who you are. One achievement will speak louder than 1,000 promises. Silence protects your progress. When you talk too much about your dreams, you invite negativity, jealousy, comparison, and distractions. Some will laugh. Some will discourage. Some will secretly hope you fail. But when you move quietly, nobody knows your plans. Nobody sees your struggle. Nobody can stop what they can't predict. Work privately, build privately, train privately. And when the results appear, they are undeniable. People respect success, not speeches. They remember actions, not intentions. A person who keeps talking but never delivers loses credibility. But a person who stays quiet and keeps working becomes unstoppable. Every great achiever understands this. Athletes train for years behind closed doors before stepping into the arena. Entrepreneurs build quietly before the world sees their product. Students study silently until the day they graduate at the top. Greatness is built in silence long before it is celebrated in public. Letting your results make the noise also protects your energy. You no longer waste time arguing, defending yourself, or trying to prove anything. You stop caring about opinions. You stop trying to be accepted. You stop seeking validation. Your focus shifts from pleasing people to achieving goals. And when all your energy goes into progress instead of conversation, success comes faster. One day, the same people who ignored your effort will see your results. The same people who doubted you will respect you. The same people who said you couldn't will wonder how you did it. That is the sweetest victory. Not loud words, but undeniable achievements. Success silences critics more than anger ever can. There is also a psychological power in quiet hard work. When nobody knows your plan, failure cannot embarrass you. If you fall, you rise again, and nobody needs to know. You are free to experiment, learn, grow, and improve without judgment. But the day you succeed, there will be nothing to say. Your life will speak for itself. So keep your head down, keep moving, keep improving. Let others show off, you show results. Let others post about success, you actually build it. Let others speak loudly, you work loudly. And when the time comes, your results will make the noise they never expected. Work until your dreams are not just goals, but reality. Work until your name becomes a statement. Work until the people who doubted you tell others they know you. Success is the language everyone understands. Your results will be your voice, your proof, your comeback, your revenge, and your legacy. You don't need to shout. You just need to win.